Why Caitlin Clark's shout-out to Steph Curry is secretly a message to the WNBA. Stop holding back the stars. The nail that sticks out gets hammered. But in basketball, the stars aren't nails. They're the reason we show up. What's good, WNBA fam? Welcome back to WNBA Shorts, where we break down the stories, skills, and straight-up fire that make women's basketball unstoppable. Now let me ask you something. You ever see greatness and instantly recognize it? That moment when elite knows elite? When game looks at game and gives that silent nod like, yeah, I know exactly what you're dealing with. Because that's exactly what just happened. And trust me, it's way bigger than one viral quote.
So when Caitlin Clark makes a comment about Steph Curry, it's because she can relate to Steph Curry. They have similar games. They are elite shooters, and they respect elite shooters.
Caitlin Clark, rookie, record breaker, walking logo 3, already one of the most watched players on the planet. After watching Steph Curry, yes, that's Steph Curry, get grabbed, held, face guarded, and basically treated like a backpack at 30 feet from the hoop, Caitlin dropped a line that shook 2 leagues at once. We want to see Steph make 12 threes a game. Stop grabbing him, please. Boom. No filter, no apology, no hedging. And notice what she didn't say. She didn't say, don't defend him. She didn't say, let him score. She said, stop grabbing, play defense, slide your feet, trust your skill, stop grabbing. Say it again for the people in the back. Stop grabbing.
Clark, another long three. She's back.
And for those who are going to say, well, what do you expect people to do? Just let her score? No, ain't nobody let Caitlin Clark do anything. Just like nobody let Steph Curry do anything.
This wasn't just Caitlin defending Steph. This was a player-to-player signal flare. Because Caitlin Clark knows exactly what that feels like. From day one in the WNBA, defenses have been throwing the entire kitchen sink at her. Bumps, holds, off-ball clutching, accidental contact that somehow happens every possession. Snort. Sound familiar? It's the Steph Curry playbook. When you can't stop someone with skill, spacing, or IQ, you try to slow them down with hands. And when one generational shooter speaks up for another, that's not coincidence. That's a message.
Now, Steph Curry, because he's elite, people want to stop him too. And Caitlin Clark has something to say about that. So we're going to go to an article on Athlon that quotes Caitlin Clark and how she spoke out for Steph Curry.
Here's the psychological truth nobody likes to say out loud. Elite players need freedom. Not freedom from defense, freedom from cheap defense. When stars are allowed to move, cut, relocate, and breathe, they elevate everyone. Teammates get easier looks, defenses are forced to evolve, fans get highlights that live forever, kids see the game and think, I want to do that. But when grabbing becomes the default strategy, it kills creativity, it kills rhythm, it kills joy, the game stops flowing and starts grinding. And nobody turns on basketball hoping to watch forearms and jersey tugs. Caitlin understands this because she's living it. In real time, under the brightest spotlight the WNBA has ever seen.
Now, we're not going to read the whole article, but we will hit the high points. The headline says, Caitlin Clark makes Steph Curry request to rest of NBA. It goes on to say, Caitlin Clark did not mince words about Golden State Warriors star Steph Curry.
And here's where this goes from viral moment to league-level issue. Right now, the WNBA is staring down serious questions. A CBA impasse 2026 uncertainty, player movement restrictions, whispers of labor tension, and ongoing debates about officiating consistency. In moments like this, how the league treats its stars matters more than ever. Because stars aren't just players. They're leverage, they're growth engines, they're proof of concept. When fans see Caitlin Clark, Aja Wilson, Angel Reese, Paige Bueckers, they're not watching shortcuts. They're watching skill, work, and imagination. Letting defenders mug them doesn't make the league tougher. It makes it smaller. The NBA already learned this lesson. They didn't protect Steph Curry because he's soft. They protected him because he changed basketball. Same with Jordan, same with LeBron, same with every player who bends the geometry of the game. Freedom doesn't cheapen competition, it raises it. If you can guard greatness without grabbing, you earn respect. If you can't, that's not toughness. Picture this: 2026. Cleaner whistles, clear standards, defense that's physical and skilled. No more ride her like a horse possessions. More ball movement, more off-ball brilliance, more moments that make you rewind and yell at your screen. That's not soft basketball. That's elite basketball. That's dopamine. That's growth. That's the future.
And of course, we know that her name was recognizable before she even entered the WNBA. But then it goes on to make the comparison between Caitlin Clark and Steph Curry, saying that his influence on modern basketball is undeniable. Now it says Clark has acknowledged Curry's impact on her game, citing him as a player she has admired. The article quotes Caitlin as saying, "I grew up watching Steph," and this was after a game against the Golden State Valkyries. She said, "He's one of the greatest basketball players of all time. What he's been able to do in his career, he's changed basketball. It's cool to be here. He's somebody I idolize." Then it says, like Curry, Clark's presence alone forces defenses to adjust well before she crosses half court.
So when Caitlin Clark speaks up, it's not just about Steph Curry. It's about respect, fair play, and letting brilliance breathe. Game recognizes game. Players recognize patterns, and fans recognize when something real is being said. To the defenders, guard hard, guard smart. To the league, trust the talent that's filling your arenas. And to Caitlin Clark, thank you for saying what so many are thinking. Because when stars are allowed to shine, everybody wins.
It then goes on to say, after the game, NBC Sports Bay Area posted a video of Curry addressing the physical coverage on TikTok, sparking reactions across the basketball world, including from Clark. And then the article then shows us this comment from Caitlin Clark that she made. And it goes to correlation on X. I'll keep it here. No need to click over to X. It's right here. Says, correlation said, Caitlin said, "Let Steph cook." This is what she actually said.
Because when stars are allowed to shine, everybody wins. And let's be real for a second. This isn't some radical take. This isn't asking for special treatment. This is asking for consistency. For those who are going to say, "That's just how the game is played," let me stop you right there. Basketball has always evolved. Hand checking used to be normal. Hack-a-whatever used to be strategy. And guess what? The game didn't die when those things changed. It exploded. The same thing is happening right now. The WNBA is sitting at a crossroads where talent is deeper than it's ever been. Visibility is higher than it's ever been. And the audience is finally here in full force. Casual fans, hardcore fans. Young hoopers watching on phones, tablets, anywhere they can. And what do they want to see? Not whistles every 5 seconds. Not stars getting tackled off ball. Not skill being punished for being too good. They want rhythm. They want movement. They want that moment where the defense plays it perfectly and the shot still drops. That's the magic. Caitlin Clark understands that because she is that moment. So is Ja. So is Angel. So is Paige. So are the veterans who've been grinding long before the camera showed up. This is bigger than one player, bigger than one quote, bigger than one league. It's about deciding what kind of basketball era we're stepping into. An era where stars are boxed in, or an era where stars push the game forward. Because make no mistake, the next generation is watching. They're learning what's rewarded. They're learning whether creativity is encouraged or punished. They're learning whether excellence gets protected or policed. And the leagues that get this right, they don't just survive, they lead. So yeah, let defenders compete. Let them be physical. Let them be smart. Just stop grabbing. Stop grabbing. Stop grabbing. Let skill answer skill. If you're writing for players who elevate the game, tap in. If you believe stars deserve space to shine, make some noise. And if you want a future where basketball keeps getting better, not smaller, you already know where you stand. This is WNBA Shorts for the fans, for the players, and for the culture. Stay locked in, stay loud, and always let them cook.